Hi, this is Kimmy from Starr&Sparkle, and today I will show you how I make my custom state plaque with a stand using a scroll saw. So I will be making a 10.5-inch wide Wisconsin state plaque. First, cut out your pattern on light chipboard, and I also cut out two triangles, a large and a small one for the stand. And I will be using a 1-inch thick pine board. So this is softwood, it's easier to cut, and is ideal especially if you're a beginner. Now trace your pattern on your wood board using a pencil, and you can also try to trace the other smaller pieces if it will fit. I have other scraps laying around, so that's where I will trace the other parts that won't fit, but if it's your first time, I would suggest that you buy a longer piece of board. When you're done tracing the pattern, just make sure that you have traced all parts of it properly, and make sure that you also avoid knots because it's quite hard to cut through. So I have my scroll saw here and the pattern, and I also made the stand on the separate scrap wood that I have laying around, as I mentioned before. And my scroll saw is not really an expensive one. It's Craftsman that we got from Sears. The blade that I have on there is not good for sharp turns, so I will avoid that and just get back to them later on. And now let's begin. So, as I have mentioned earlier, I will try to avoid these sharp turns, and we'll get back to them later on. Now I already have my Wisconsin state. I'm just going to sand it and make sure it's smooth. I have talked to some people who are really good and what I would call professionals in using a scroll saw, and they have advised me that there's really minimal sanding when you're really used to using a scroll saw. I'm not really that good at it yet. At the same time, I'm really finicky with the edges. I want them to be super smooth, and I want the edges to be rounded off. I don't like the sharp corners. So that's what I'm doing right now, is making sure that everything is smooth to the touch and that the corners are all rounded. Now let us assemble our plaque. To make the stand and to stick it on the plaque, I am just using regular wood glue that you can get from the hardware store. You can also get this from craft stores like Hobby Lobby or Joann's. And then I would measure the back of my plaque. Just make sure that you are measuring the back and sticking it on the back, so turn it over as soon as you can. You may also want to take in consideration the shape of your state because it may be heavier on one side. But for Wisconsin, I'm just gonna put it right smack on the middle. And then I realized that I actually cut the wrong bigger triangle. Yay! So I finally cut the larger triangle. Yes, it's a big size difference. So that was my bad. So now I have the right piece of triangle and I'm going to stick them like so. I'm thinking about creating a separate tutorial, a very short one, where I can show you the size and the angle, because it has to be at an angle where your state will actually lean back towards the stand. Once you've marked the plaque, you would like to put wood glue and just put enough product that it won't spill everywhere, and then stick it down on our plaque. Now I just manually press it down, and once it's in place, I will just let it rest like that until it dries. I let it dry for 24 hours and now it's ready to get stained. So stay tuned, where I will show you when I already start staining my project. And I will also have a separate tutorial for that stand, which you can use for a lot of other items and plaques that you can create with a wood board. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and wait for our next video. See you next time when I will show you how I will stain my plaque. And in the meantime, visit our website at Starr&Sparkle.com. And you can also visit our shop and our Facebook page and our Facebook group. I'll put the links down below, so check it out. And I'm really bad at goodbyes, so see ya!